What's the difference between an off-the-rack dress shirt and a made-to-measure dress shirt? Is made-to-measure that much more expensive, with all things considered? Is made-to-measure that much better? And how much are made-to-measure dress shirts? We're going to go over all that and more in today's video, so don't go anywhere. I'm Bill Sweet and welcome to the Dad Bod. Made-to-measure or custom dress shirts versus off-the-rack dress shirts. If you don't know what an off-the-rack dress shirt is, back in the day it literally meant a shirt that you would pick up off the rack at a store. But nowadays it also includes things that you order online using generic sizes such as small, large, extra large, tall, or with trousers it's a 38 by 30 or 32 by 32. With dress shirts, you can also consider the shirts that use the sleeve and collar sizes, such as a 38 by 18. These are all considered off the rack. It's something that is pre-made to a generic size in mass quantities and then purchased later by the customer. Made to measure and custom means that the item was purchased to be made to somebody's exact measurements. You can't walk into a store and walk out a few minutes later with a made to measure or a custom shirt or suit or even trousers. You go into the store or onto the website, you pick out what you want, you give them your measurements and choose your customization options. After that, then they start making the item based on your measurements and your customizations. Off-the-rack clothing is mass-produced. It's made so that way it can fit a large range of people. A made-to-measure clothing item is made to fit you and anybody that's got your exact same measurements. I got these two Wicks custom made-to-measure shirts to use as an example for this video. So it's going to be, kind of a review of their made-to-measure dress shirts in addition to answering all the questions about made-to-measure dress shirts. Off-the-rack dress shirts, they range in price. You can get some of the more affordable ones for like $20 to $30 at many big box retail stores like JCPenney and Kohl's and Belk, even Amazon. Some of the mid-range quality ones you can find at like Men's Warehouse, Joe's Bank, DXL, and Amazon's button-down line. They're going to cost more. It's going to be more like $40 to $70. And then you can get some of the higher quality ones for around $100. Now, just to be clear, there are companies that sell $200, $300, and $400 dress shirts. Those are more like superior quality, and those are out of budget for most people. So for this video, the focus isn't going to be on those. With made-to-measure custom dress shirts, the prices tend to range on average between $90 to $150 based on the company that's making them, the quality of their shirts, the quality and type of material used to make the shirts, and then the customization options. Now, before we get into the shirts, I just want to give you all a minute to hit that like button and the subscribe button. I know many of you are like, I don't have time. I'm watching this video, and as soon as it's done, I'm going to watch another video. That's why I'm giving you a moment right here to go ahead and press those buttons. Show this channel some love. Okay, so for this video, I've got several different shirts that I'm going to be comparing, sometimes side by side. I've got some that I got from Amazon's button-down line. Now, Amazon has 3 clothing lines, and their button-down line, is their highest quality one. So I'm going to compare the Amazon button-down dress shirts to the M. Taylor custom dress shirt that was made using an app on my cell phone. And then I've got 2 Paul Frederick off-the-rack shirts, and then I've got the 2 Wicks shirts that were custom made using my exact measurements. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video to the M. Taylor shirt review, to the different clothing lines that Amazon offers, and to the Paul Frederick shirt review, just in case you're curious about learning a little bit more about them and the processes. So for this one, we're going to start off with Amazon's button down. For many people, off-the-rack shirts pose one of 2 problems. Either the sleeves are too short and the torso fits, or the sleeves fit and the torso is way too wide. So for this, I got the sleeve and collar size instead of going for the standard like large, extra large sizes. And then this is a tailored fit option, which makes the fit a little bit better on my torso. So here's a close-up of the shirt. You can see the fabric is nice. It looks good on. It does, however, wrinkle quite easily, and I've got to wear a t-shirt underneath it because it also stains very easily. Here's another one from Amazon's button down. Again, it's nice fabric, it irons well, it looks nice on, but at the end of the day, it does look a little bit baggy. You could tell it wasn't made to fit me. It was made to fit a large range of people who are close to my body size. Okay, now I want to compare the button down to this Wicks shirt. You can really see how well this shirt fits me. Armholes are made higher so that way the shirt moves with me instead of pulling every time I move my arms. And this Oliver Wicks shirt is wrinkle resistant, so it makes it easier to wear. I usually iron my shirts and then I hang them up. Then when I'm ready to wear them, I have to iron them again beforehand because they got wrinkled in the closet. Well, this Oliver Wicks shirt is showing less signs of wrinkles, yet it's been in the closet for about the same amount of time as the last two shirts. This one here is a Paul Frederick shirt. They're an off-the-rack company that likes to put a lot of life into their shirts. They do sell, plain white and blue shirts, but the bulk of their dress shirts have pops of color like this with things like stripes and paisley patterns. With this shirt, you can see that it fits, but at the same time, it still needs a little bit of work. So these shirts range from about $70 to $110 with Paul Frederick. The fabric quality is quite nice with these, but most of their shirts are a little bit too colorful, too much pattern. They're a little bit more casual and not as much meant for formal settings, which is why I don't wear them as often. Again, Off the Rack doesn't give you the option to pick things like spread collars or peak collars or cub collars. You don't really get to choose your buttons or anything like that. You just kind of get what they have and hope that you like it. Plus, with most off-the-rack shirts, you really need to buy them and then take them to a tailor to have the tailor adjust it to fit you perfectly. That's the intent. But it's hard to justify paying $20 to have a $30 shirt tailored. It's almost the price of a second shirt, so many people don't. And then others who get an $80 or $90 dress shirt, they don't want to take it to a tailor because they've already spent so much on the shirt, which often leaves most off-the-rack shirts looking a little bit lacking. This shirt right here was made by a company called M Tailor using their camera app to find my measurements. Now, just to note, the first shirt that they sent wasn't even close. I had to send them pictures of me in the shirt so that way they can see where they needed to adjust my size profile. And then I sent the shirt back, waited for this one to arrive. So this is a custom made to measure shirt, and I will say I do wear this shirt quite often. Not as much on camera because the very small patterns here tend to sometimes mess with the camera, get it a little bit blurry. But I do wear this quite often out and about. This one was $89, and you can see how much better this fits than the Paul Frederick shirt. It's got the higher armholes. It fits a lot better to my torso. That's the beauty of made to measure. And if I wanted more shirts from them, I could just order them. They still have my size profile. If there was any changes that I wanted to make, I could have them make the changes to my profile before we make the shirt, and then the next one would fit me even better. With made to measure, you can get those high quality shirts with very nice Italian fabrics or whatever fabric you choose. It's up to you. You choose the fabric, the color, the patterns. You choose how you want the buttons, what kind of buttons, what kind of collar do you want, what kind of sleeve cuffs do you want. You choose everything, and then they make that shirt using your measurements, so it's going to fit you like this. This is a near perfect fit. I picked out exactly how I wanted the shirt, and I love it. Now, compare this to the Amazon or the Paul Frederick. Yeah, it's going to cost you a little bit more. These cost $150 each, but I have the shirt exactly like I want it instead of finding a shirt on a shelf and hoping that I like it. It's high quality, so it's going to look better for longer. It has things like wrinkle resistance and stain resistance, so it's going to look nicer longer. And it fits perfectly, so I don't need to spend $20 to $30 at a tailor. It's rather difficult to explain over a video, but when you see somebody with a high quality dress shirt next to somebody with an affordable retail off-the-rack shirt on, you could just tell. One looks better, looks nicer, more professional, and more attractive. The other tends to look a little bit more like a piece of fabric draped over you, and then you're just doing your best to fit in it. So to me, made to measure isn't as expensive as you would think. So one custom high quality dress shirt at $150 versus two good quality dress shirts at $60 each, which is $120. Off the rack seems better, but then you've got to get both of these tailored at $20 to $30. So let's say another $50. That's a $150 dress shirt versus two $60 plus $25 in tailoring. That's $170. And the $150 shirt is going to last about as long as those two, and it's going to look and feel better. So yes and no. Made to measure is more expensive up front, but it outlasts and it's better quality. So in the long run, it's actually cheaper. So let me know what you think. Do you prefer off the rack shirts or made to measure dress shirts? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.